If you're serious about going pro in Fortnite, this video is for you. I'm going to break down the most common mistakes that are holding you back from reaching your full potential in Fortnite. These mistakes are the reason you're stuck in the same rank, why you're not improving as fast as you should, and why you're not dominating in tournaments like pros are. But don't worry, I'm also going to give you the solution to fix these mistakes and take your gameplay to the next level. So let's dive right into step 1. Step 1. Not practicing with a purpose. One of the biggest mistakes players make is not practicing with a clear purpose. It's easy to jump into Fortnite and play game after game, thinking that simply putting in the hours will make you a lot better. While playing a lot can help, it's not good enough if you're not focused on specific areas of your improvement. Many players fall into the trap of autopilot mode, where they play without thinking critically about their decisions or mistakes. This kind of practice might feel productive in theory, but it often leads to stagnation or a performance cap. To truly improve, you need to practice with intention. This means setting specific goals for each session. For example, you might focus on improving your aim, mastering building techniques, or learning how to rotate more effectively in competitive matches. By identifying your weaknesses and working on them deliberately, you'll see much faster progress. Watching replays of your games can also help you spot mistakes you might not notice in the heat of the moment. Remember, quality practice is far more important than quantity. Even if you only have an hour to play, make sure the hour is spent working on something that will actually make you better at the game, not just playing for fun. Next, practicing with a purpose also means being honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses. It's easy to focus on the things you're already good at because it feels rewarding, but real growth comes from tackling the areas where you struggle. If you're not sure where to start, consider seeking feedback from more experienced players or even coaches in my Discord server. They can help you identify areas for improvement and give you targeted exercises to work on. I just made a routine made by pros, so make sure you guys go check out that video after this one. Additionally, using creative mode or aim training maps can help you isolate specific drills and practice them in a controlled environment. The key is to approach each practice session with a clear goal in mind and a plan for how to achieve that goal. Another important aspect of purposeful practice is consistency. It's better to practice for a shorter amount of time every day than to cram one long session in sporadically. Consistent practice helps reinforce muscle memory and keeps your skills sharp. It also allows you to track your progress over time and make adjustments as needed if you guys get your weaknesses to turn into strengths or your strengths turn into weaknesses. Remember, going pro in Fortnite isn't about being perfect overnight. It literally happens to no one. It's about making steady, incremental improvements over time. Remember, quality over quantity, and now we can go into step 2. Step 2. Ignoring the importance of game sense. Another common mistake is focusing too much on mechanical skills like building and shooting while ignoring game sense. Game sense refers to your ability to make smart decisions during a match, such as knowing when to fight, when to retreat, and how to position yourself for the late game. Many players spend hours perfecting their 90s or editing skills, but struggle in actual matches because they don't understand the bigger picture of a battle royale. Developing good game sense takes time and experience, like all the pros, but there are ways to speed up that process. One of the best ways to improve is by watching professional players and analyzing every decision they make. Pay attention to how they rotate, when they choose to engage in fights, and how they manage their resources. You can also learn a lot by playing in competitive modes where the stakes are higher and the gameplay is way more strategic. Over time, you'll develop a better understanding of the game, which will help you make smarter decisions and outplay your opponents. Game sense also involves understanding the flow of a match and anticipating what your opponents will do. For example, if you're in the late game and the storm is closing in, you need to think about where the safe zone is, where other players are likely to be, and how you can position yourself to have the advantage in every possible scenario. This kind of strategic thinking is what separates good players from pros. It's not just about being able to build quickly or hit your shots. It's about knowing when and where to use those skills. Also, like if you guys watch pros, they will always have their own layer in a Fortnite endgame no matter what. So you guys need to find that layer in an endgame so that you aren't getting conned by anyone else. If you guys find that one layer where no one else will con you, your endgames will look a lot better. Another way to improve your game sense is by reviewing your own gameplay like we said in the first step. After each map, take a few minutes to think about what went well and what you could have done differently. And also, what went wrong? Did you make the right decision to push that fight? Could you have positioned yourself better during the final circles? By reflecting on your choices, you'll start to develop a deeper understanding of the game and make better decisions in the future. Remember, game sense is something that develops over time, so be very patient with it. Trust yourself and keep learning. And with this, it leads perfectly into step 3. Step 3. Neglecting mental and physical health. Many players underestimate the importance of mental and physical health when it comes to performing at a high level in Fortnite and any game in general. It's easy to get caught up in grinding for hours on end, but this can lead to burnout, fatigue, and even injuries like carpal tunnel syndrome. Your performance in the game is directly tied to your overall well-being as a human, so neglecting your health can seriously hold you back in anything you do. To perform at your best, you need to take care of your body and mind. This means getting enough sleep, eating healthy meals, and staying well hydrated. It also means taking regular breaks during long gaming sessions to rest your eyes and stretch your muscles. Mental health is just as important though. Competitive gaming can be very stressful, and it's easy to get frustrated or discouraged after a loss. Learning how to manage your emotions and stay focused under pressure is crucial if you want to go pro. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or even just taking a short walk can help you stay calm and composed during those stressful moments. Sleep is one of the most overlooked aspects of performance, especially among gamers. When you're well rested, your reaction times are faster, your decision making is sharper, and your overall mood is way better. You rage way less. On the other hand, lack of sleep can lead to slower reflexes, poor concentration, and increased irritability, why you rage a lot more. Aim for at least 7 to 10 hours of sleep per night and try to maintain a consistent sleep schedule. This will help you feel more alert and focused during gaming sessions. Also, if you are under the age of 16 or 17 and still going through puberty, I recommend getting more sleep if possible. Another thing is nutrition. Nutrition is another key factor. Eating a balanced diet with plenty of fruits, vegetables, and protein can give you the energy you need to perform at your best. Guys, try and cut out as much processed foods as possible. Try to eat eggs in the morning and something like that. You want to avoid sugary snacks and energy drinks as they can lead to crashes and make it harder to concentrate. Unless you are very consistent with energy drinks, I recommend not taking them at all. Staying hydrated is also very important, like we talked about above, as even mild dehydration can affect your cognitive function and reaction times. So keep a water bottle nearby and take sips regularly throughout your gaming sessions. No soda whatsoever. Finally, don't forget to take care of your mental health. Competitive gaming can be emotionally taxing, and it's easy to get caught up in negative thoughts after a loss. Instead of dwelling on your mistakes, try to focus on what you can learn from them. Surround yourself with supportive friends or teammates who can encourage you and stay motivated. If you're feeling overwhelmed, don't be afraid to take a break and do something you enjoy outside of gaming. A healthy mind is just as important as a healthy body when it comes to performing at your best, and you don't want to look like Peterbot. And before we jump into the rest of those tweaks, I've got to mention something that completely changed how my game feels: Risen's tweaks. If you're tired of lag spikes, low FPS, or delay ruining your fights, this will fix all of that. It optimizes your setup so your game runs smoother, faster, and way more responsive. And I've been using it for a long time, about 9 months now, and I've been using the extreme optimization, and the difference is instant. You're building, editing, and fighting, everything feels way cleaner. And if you use code FLOW at checkout, you'll get 15% off, or just click the link in the description. So don't let lag hold you back. Get Risen's tweaks today and actually play at your full potential. And real quick, before we get into the most important 2 steps, I would just like to ask you one thing. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe so that I can continue to create better content for you guys. With that out of the way, let's hop right into the step 4. Step 4, failing to adapt to the meta. Fortnite is a game that's constantly evolving, and I just made a banger video about all of this. New updates, weapons, and mechanics are introduced regularly, and the meta, the most effective tactics available, literally change overnight. One of the biggest mistakes players make is failing to adapt to these changes. They stick to the same strategies and loadouts even though they're no longer effective. That can put them at a huge disadvantage against players who are quick to adapt like pros. To stay competitive, you need to be flexible and willing to learn with everything. Keep up with patch notes and updates to understand how the game is changing and evolving. Experiment with all the new weapons and strategies to see what works best for you in the current meta, or what works best. Watching professional players can give you insights into how the meta is shifting. Remember, what worked last season might not work this season, and what works for the pros might not work for you. So staying adaptable is key to staying ahead of every competition. Adapting to the meta also means being open to trying new playstyles. For example, if a new weapon or item is introduced that changes the way fights play out, you'll need to adjust your approach. This might mean changing your loadout, practicing new techniques, or even altering your overall strategy. The players who succeed in Fortnite the most are the ones who can quickly adapt to the new challenges and find the best ways to use them to their advantage. Another important aspect of adapting to the meta is staying informed. Follow all the Fortnite news. Watch patch note breakdowns and keep an eye on what top players are doing. This will help you stay ahead of the curve and give you a better understanding of how the game is evolving. Also, don't be afraid to experiment and try new things. Even if they feel unfamiliar at first, the more you practice with these new strategies, the more comfortable you will become with them, and the better you'll be able to compete in ever-changing world of Fortnite. Now that we know how to adapt, let's talk about step 5. Step 5, not building a strong mindset. I just made a whole video on this, so I recommend you going and watching it after this video. Finally, one of the most important common mistakes holding players back is not having the right mindset in Fortnite. Going pro in Fortnite requires more than just skill. It requires resilience, determination, and a willingness to learn from failure. Many players give up way too easily, and when they face setbacks, whether it's losing streak, a bad tournament performance, or negative feedback from others like friends or duos, they let self-doubt creep in and start questioning their abilities in their game. You need to develop a strong mindset. This means viewing challenges as an opportunities to grow rather than obstacles. Instead of getting discouraged by losses, use them as learning experiences. Analyze what went wrong and figure out what you can improve. Surround yourself with positive influences once again, whether it's supportive friends, teammates, or a coach. And most importantly, believe in yourself. Going pro is a difficult journey, but with the right mindset, you can overcome the obstacles and achieve your goals. Remember, believing in yourself means you're already halfway there. Building a strong mindset also involves setting realistic expectations, not like I'm gonna go pro and win $100,000 this year. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of instant success, but the reality is that going pro takes time and effort, a lot more than most people think. There will be ups and downs along the way, and it's important to stay focused on your long-term goals. Celebrate your progress no matter how small, and use setbacks as motivation to keep pushing forward. Another key aspect of a strong mindset is staying motivated. Find ways to keep yourself inspired, whether it's by watching your favorite Fortnite players, setting personal milestones, or reminding yourself why you started playing in the first place. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and encourage you to keep going. Remember, every pro player was once a beginner. They faced the same challenges and doubts that you're facing right now, but they kept going, and eventually they achieved their goals. With the right mindset, you can do the exact same. And I would just like to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below what you guys are going to fix to go pro. And once again, if you want to support me, please use code FLOWN in the Fortnite item shop. I love you all. Have a great rest of your guys' day, and good luck on your Fortnite pro journey. Peace, guys.